favori di roi, caresse di tutte moi.
A lot of suffering for poor Don Carlos, a lot of intrigue in the court. You know, you learn about the style, you learn about the traditions of singing, and these absorb into your brain, into your heart, into your soul, and into your voice without even knowing it. But it requires a lot of hours of listening. If I could tell myself some kind of good knowledge that I didn't know when I started, I would say that this career can be a very lonely career. It can be a very difficult career. No one tells you when you're in school or when you're studying that you'll miss holidays with family, or you'll be alone on your birthday, or things like this. And so I think this career is basically 30% voice and 70% mental and emotional stability.
C'était super, c'est très impressionnant comment tous les acteurs, les chanteurs peuvent chanter pour si longtemps, et j'ai bien aimé tous les costumes, c'était super.
Bonsoir, donc en direct de l'Opéra Bassi de Paris sur la Générale du Don Carlo, une œuvre monumentale, et l'opéra relève le défi. Vous me direz que si c'est pas à l'Opéra de Paris qu'on relève le défi, eh bien où ? Et je suis encore confuse. Qu'est-ce que j'en ai pensé ? Ma foi, beaucoup de bien, surtout de la partition et des contrastes musicaux infinis. Et pour tout le reste, j'aurais peut-être besoin de digérer un peu. Vive le spectacle live pourvu que ça dure. Profitons-en parce que ça n'a rien à voir avec tout le reste. Ça, c'est évident. Et on a de la chance d'être là ce soir. Ce n'est qu'une répétition générale. Tous ceux qui seront là au spectacle auront le bonheur de vivre ces moments incroyables avec une maison ici qui a encore le pouvoir, la possibilité de mettre des opéras aussi grands et qui demandent autant de moyens en œuvre.
Ah ben, je suis très content. C'est une des meilleures soirées que j'ai passées à l'opéra cette saison. Vraiment, j'ai apprécié, je dirais, la sobriété du décor, sans trop d'extravagance, et vraiment une musique vraiment superbe à tous les niveaux, tant au niveau orchestral, des solos de violon, de violoncelle et des chœurs absolument fabuleux. Et de très belles voix, je dirais merci Elisabeth, merci l'inquisiteur, alors qu'on devrait le haïr, mais bon, c'était vraiment très bien. Et félicitations à l'Opéra de Paris qui continue à donner de spectacles de cette qualité.
Une très très belle aventure, des sons magnifiques. Je suis toujours très très impressionnée par tous les chœurs et les solistes qui poussent leur voix là où nous ne pourrons jamais aller. Et voilà, c'est toujours très très impressionnant. Autant l'espace que le... Enfin, c'est un tout. C'est un tout.
Hello, my name is Charles Castronovo, and I'm singing the role of Don Carlos in our opera by Giuseppe Verdi, Don Carlos. In the role of Elisabeth, my fiancée and eventually my mother, is Marina Rebecca, incredible soprano. My father, played by Christian van Horn, a wonderful, incredible bass. In the role of Rodrigue, incredible young baritone, a good friend of mine, Andrei Filonjic. Ekaterina Gubanova as Eboli, incredible. I mean, the whole cast is stacked. Our director of this great production, Krzysztof Warlikowski, and of course we have a wonderful conductor, Simon Young, heading the pit. Well, this opera is an amazing opera. It's based on the Schiller play of Don Carlos, which is based roughly on history. Don Carlos is the Prince of Spain. His father, Filippo, is the King of Spain, and he's supposed to marry the Princess Elisabeth of France to create peace between the two countries. But at the last minute, the father decides to marry Elisabeth himself, which causes a lot of problems, as you can imagine. And Don Carlos, from this point in the opera, you see just a moment of their happiness in the first scene, in the first duet. After that, it's a lot of suffering for poor Don Carlos, a lot of intrigue in the court. You also have the Inquisitor and all of this part of the religious part of Spain, which is with spies and, intrigue between all the different characters. Extremely exciting opera filled with a lot of drama. But Don Carlos is kind of the center of this story and how he's relating to everything from his, past fiancée, now his mother, his father, his friendship with Rodrigue, many different aspects to the story, a lot of drama, and Verdi's incredibly beautiful music throughout the whole show from first note till the end. Well, for me, Don Carlos has always been a dream role. For a lot of tenors, it's one of those dream roles because, first off, as a tenor, you always like to sing the music that is suffering. It's most of the time the most beautiful music. But besides that, Verdi is one of those composers that wrote so much great music for all voice types, but especially for tenor. He had, in my opinion, a sense of poignancy and a lot of elegance. So to do this kind of role is a huge challenge, not only because it's a long role, with high notes and low notes and pianissimo and forte and all the different styles. But I think it's something that at its base is very honest and emotional. So when mixed with Verdi's music, especially at the time he wrote Don Carlos, it's very, let's say, more mature Verdi, and you get everything from the extremely elegant kind of bel canto feeling to the more dramatic and very emotional singing. So it's a real feat to just sing the opera in general. I was very happily asked. I was asked, and I was very happy, of course, to come to Paris, which is a city I've sung in since 2003. I think I made my debut at the Bastille. And so, to do a role like this in the city where actually the opera was debuted by Verdi is a huge honor. A big responsibility, but for me, it's kind of my dream.
plutôt de moi, de moi, de moi, plutôt de moi. Mon appui, mon espérance.
Some interesting things going on. I don't sing much German repertoire, for example, but I'll be singing Der Freischütz, which is coming soon in concert version. But I really like to challenge myself with different types of roles, different kinds of repertoire. I usually sing Italian and French opera most of the time, so it's great to throw in something a little bit different. I have different types of projects I like to do. I have a recording of Italian songs, mostly by Tosti, which will be released sometime in the summer, the exact date to be determined. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, and I have, new roles coming up in the next couple seasons, which, let's say, kind of fits in my plan of always taking steps forward little by little. That's kind of my method, how I do it, and I feel like hopefully it served me well, and I always want to keep growing in musically, vocally, and yeah, so I'm very excited about these kind of things coming up in the next season. And I will be back to Paris in La Bohème, which I'm very happy about. They've announced now, so I love being in the city and this. I've been singing now professionally 25 years, in leading roles. Before that, I did some smaller roles. But I would say to young singers, the main thing would be to go at your own pace. Everyone has a different voice type, a different level of strength, of vocality, of musical maturity. I think you need to really know yourself, and to do that, you have to be very honest with yourself. To be very honest with yourself, you need to know the tradition that we are in, which is opera. It's a huge tradition, and I really believe that listening, for example, from singers all the way from as far back as you can go to recordings of the past, to modern singers now, to all of your colleagues around, this is the best way, I think, to find your own place, where you are vocally, where you are artistically, and even physically, with your voice. I couldn't recommend anything more than listening like a crazy person. You learn about the style, you learn about the traditions of singing, and these absorb into your brain, into your heart, into your soul, and into your voice without even knowing it. But it requires a lot of hours of listening. If I could tell myself some kind of good knowledge that I didn't know when I started, I would say that this career can be a very lonely career. It can be a very difficult career. No one tells you when you're in school or when you're studying that you'll miss holidays with family, or you'll be alone on your birthday, or things like this. And so I think this career is basically 30% voice and 70% mental and emotional stability. So I think if you go in knowing this, you're much more equipped to handle what's coming your way. And it happens to all the singers. Sometimes at different points of the career, there are challenges. But if you know this, that the mental and the emotional are most of the career, actually, because there are many people with huge talent. If you don't have the other parts, it can go astray very easily. So concentrate on all three of those things: the voice, the mental stability, and the emotional stability. And if you love it enough, you could have a good career.